We are less than 1 week away from the NBA draft, and this is our last mock draft before then, so let's get started. With the first overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama. Here, the Spurs get lucky with another generational talent with the first overall pick. Wembanyama is a defensive monster and can score on all three levels, and hopefully can develop a playmaking game in the next level, but a great pair with Jeremy Sochan and Devin Vassell. With the second overall pick, I have the Charlotte Hornets selecting Scoot Henderson from G League Ignite. Here, Scoot Henderson number 2 just seems like the most obvious pick here. His downhill ability is just amazing to pair with LaMelo Ball. With LaMelo Ball capability of playing off ball, and with Scoot Henderson's athleticism, it's going to be a highlight reel for Charlotte. The Portland Trail Blazers select Amen Thompson from Overtime Elite. Portland here shocks the world and gets their guy with Amen Thompson, arguably the best defensive guard, in this draft class. Super athletic, amazing vision. Hopefully his three-point shot and just shooting in general can develop in the next level. At number 4 here, the Houston Rockets select Brandon Miller from Alabama. The Houston Rockets here get a three-point lethal shooter, arguably the best shooter in the draft class. And if you're possibly going to get James Harden, what do you need? You need shooters around him. You need good defensive players around him, and Brandon Miller brings that. At number 5, the Detroit Pistons select Jarace Walker from Houston. Jarace Walker here to the Pistons, a very versatile in offense and defensively big. He can play the power forward to be a nice pair next to Jalen Duren, and this could be the next two big men for the future for the Pistons. With the 6th overall pick and their first pick of many in the lottery, the Orlando Magic select Ausar Thompson from Overtime Elite. Ausar Thompson here, the twin brother of Amen Thompson who went earlier, and here I think they can do pretty much the same things they do, but I think that Amen Thompson is just a little bit better, but I think that Ausar Thompson could have the higher ceiling out of the two brothers. At number 7, the Indiana Pacers select Taylor Hendricks from UCF. Taylor Hendricks here to the Indiana is a match made in heaven right here. He's a versatile big, he can shoot the three ball at a decent rate, and he can put pressure on the rim. Number 8, the Washington Wizards are selecting Anthony Black from Arkansas. Here, the Washington Wizards potentially get their point guard of the future in Anthony Black. Athletic, versatile, defensively, a really big body, and a great pairing for Deni Avdija and Corey Kispert. At number 9, the Utah Jazz select Cam Whitmore from Villanova. The Utah Jazz here get a lethal scorer in Cam Whitmore. He didn't have that much of a efficient year in Villanova, of course, due to the injuries, but here, hopefully they can translate to the next level. The 10th overall pick, the Dallas Mavericks select Derek Lively from Duke. The Mavericks get their center that's perfect for Luka. You have amazing defense, great shooting, and it can be a great pick and roll option for Luka and Kyrie. What more can you ask for? 7th pick, the Orlando Magic select Grady Dick from Kansas. Grady Dick here, being one of the better shooters, makes up for the lack of shooting that Ausar Thompson has, and here he'll make an immediate impact for the Orlando Magic. At number 12 here, the Oklahoma City Thunder definitely swing for potential, and Kobe Bufkin here at 12. From having a down year in his freshman year to having a great year his sophomore year, Kobe Bufkin here is the perfect pick for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's listed as a point guard, but I think he could possibly play the 2 or the 3 for the Oklahoma City Thunder. With the 13th overall pick, the Toronto Raptors select Cason Wallace from Kentucky. Cason Wallace to me right here seems like the most safe pick for the Toronto Raptors, with possibly losing Fred VanVleet during the offseason. Here he can be your point guard for the future next to Scottie Barnes. He's a great defensive point guard. The 14th overall pick, the New Orleans Pelicans select Jordan Hawkins from UConn. Jordan Hawkins, 3 and D player, then that's definitely what the Pelicans need here. 3-level scorer, amazing on defense, and even possibly how good he plays. I can see him starting next year possibly. Here at 15, the Atlanta Hawks go with Bilal Coulibaly. Bilal Coulibaly is a mystery pretty much in this draft class, but I think he has high potential for the league, and hopefully the Hawks can open it up. He's great on offense and a great defensive player. And with the 16th overall pick, the Utah Jazz select Jalen Hood-Schifino from Indiana. Jalen Hood-Schifino is a mid-range killer, and here the Utah Jazz get their point guard to pair with a Cam Whitmore. You want him to work on the defensive side, but here on offense he is a killer. Number 17, the Los Angeles Lakers select Leonard Miller from the G League Ignite. Leonard Miller is a big body that can score, aggressive to the basket, and play defense. And here, him learning next to an Anthony Davis, him playing the 4, Anthony Davis played the 5, and here, that would help the Lakers make more runs. With the 18th overall pick, the Miami Heat select Keyonte George from Baylor. With having such an up and down season in Baylor, Keyonte George here with having a smaller role and just asked to score and lock in on defense, I think he could do that, and I think he is a key Miami Heat player. 19th overall pick, the Golden State Warriors select Bryce Sensabaugh from Ohio State. Bryce Sensabaugh, one of the better shooters in the draft class, can score on all 3 levels at a great rate, and here you get more talent around Steph Curry and hopefully make another run. At number 20 here, the Houston Rockets select Jett Howard from Michigan. Here the Rockets just add more depth to their guards, and here I think Jett Howard is an amazing offensive player and has the keys to become a great defensive player, and hopefully Ime Udoka can unlock that in him. Number 21, the Brooklyn Nets select Nick Smith Jr. from Arkansas. Nick Smith Jr. did not have the best season, of course, with injuries holding him back, but I think he still has the potential to be a great player in this league. Hopefully he could stay healthy. And back on the clock at 22, the Brooklyn Nets here select James Naji from, I believe, Barcelona. James Naji here, he's going to help with the glass. And of course, Jacques Vaughn said all he wants is help with rebounding, and that's what Naji does. And a great pick and roll man for Nick Smith. The 23rd overall pick, and here trying to make more win now moves, the Portland Trailblazers select Kris Murray out of Iowa. Kris Murray, of course, being the twin brother of Keegan Murray. He is not as good as him, but here hopefully he can bring as much intensity and shooting that his brother does for the Kings. The 24th overall pick, the Sacramento Kings select Dariq Whitehead from Duke. Dariq Whitehead, an amazing scorer here, has the keys to be a great defender. He was a top 5 projected pick in the beginning of the season, but injuries held him back. I am a little worried about the 2-foot surgeries. They say he's going to be good and ready by training camp, and that's what I hope so. Here with the 25th overall pick, the Memphis Grizzlies select Colby Jones from Xavier. Colby Jones is an absolute bucket, and hopefully here he can get a lot more reps with Ja Morant being suspended. Here with the 26th overall pick, the Indiana Pacers select Brandon Podziemski. Brandon Podziemski is a great player, great on defense, great on offense, and hopefully with him being from Santa Clara, hopefully that can translate to the league. With the 27th overall pick, the Charlotte Hornets select G.G. Jackson out of South Carolina. G.G. Jackson here being the youngest guy in the draft. Of course, the Hornets here are taking a big swing, but it can be a big payout if he does pan out the way he is supposed to. The 28th overall pick, the Utah Jazz select Ryan Rupert from France. The Utah Jazz go with the project player here in Ryan Rupert. He has the keys to be an amazing defender, a type of player that you want to put on the best player on the other team with such a long wingspan, and hopefully the offensive game can develop. 29th overall pick, the Indiana Pacers here picking again for the 3rd time. We're going to pick Amari Bailey. With Amari Bailey having a decent year in UCLA and then having an amazing tournament run, here he can be the backup point guard for the Pacers and hopefully relieve some pressure with off-court Tyrese Halliburton minutes. And with the last pick of the draft, the Clippers select Maxwell Lewis. Maxwell Lewis would be such an athletic, aggressive offensive player, and hopefully his game will translate to the NBA League, of course with him coming with such a small school, and I think he can learn that behind a Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And that concludes our last mock draft of this NBA offseason. I want you to comment down below, who do you want your favorite team to draft? And make sure you like and subscribe. We will see you next time with more content. Peace.